everybody. Well, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. This is your boy Jimmy Bradley and you, Louis Capello, yin and yang on this episode of Real Deal Real Estate.
We're back.
We're back.
So Jimmy, let me mention number one thing is I came prepared yesterday to do this that we're doing today. So I was dressed all G down, KW down, ready to go, and they burst my bubble. So today I'm back in tank top. Hope you don't mind.
No comments.
No comment. Listen, Jimmy, today what I wanted to talk about, I was thinking about it last night, and I was thinking, people often say, wow, you guys are lucky, wow, you guys close a lot of deals, wow, you guys get a lot of listings, you're so lucky. Let me tell you something interesting. Luck's the anticipation of failure. It just truly is, okay? When people say that Keller Williams Belize, why are we so aggressive, why are we so lucky? We're not lucky. What it is the little things, and I think we discussed this. The little things that get overlooked is what screws you up. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're a buyer, a seller, or a real estate agent, and you're watching our video, pay close attention. The little things matter. So I want to give you a quick example. If I'm a buyer or a seller, and you're my agent, Jimmy, and I ask you a question, and you tell me, whatever the question is, and you tell me, Mr. Capello, don't worry, I'm going to follow up on that for you, okay? Right. Most people, let's face it, most people move to Belize to slow down. So Belize is slow, but you have to remember, most other parts of the world, foreigners that are buying from us, they live like this.
Dude, I think slow is an understatement.
They have two speeds here, slow and stop. I mean, that's just being honest. That's the truth, right? That's
slow and stop.
That's the two gears that run in this country. But from a foreigner's perspective, they move at the speed of light. When you tell them you're going to do something, you're going to do it, but here's the catch. In your mind, you're thinking, okay, I'll get back with them as soon as I have time. In their mind, they're thinking you're going to get back with them in the next hour with an answer.
That's how it should be.
That's the way it needs to be. So if you don't do that, and 2-3 days passes, and you're scratching off your list because 3 days later you answered my question, that ain't going to cut it. Okay? So it's the little things that matter. It's the little things that you overlook. It's not the closing attorney. It's not to get the money where, those are all important facets, but the reasons for people that list with us at KW and the people that we sell to KW is why?
Because we're professional.
Because we're professional.
We follow up, we're consistent.
So if I call you from Canada at midnight because I have a question, I can't sleep tonight, you going to answer your phone?
Oh, I'm answering the phone.
I know he does because I call him at midnight.
Yeah.
And I want answers.
You got to start paying for that.
But the reality is, if you look at that, I'll say it one more time, there's no luck involved in this. In fact, this is probably one of the hardest, tedious jobs, getting from one country to another and getting the deals whole for buyer and seller in the country of Belize. Anybody that's does real estate here definitely knows if something can go sideways, it will.
It will.
It will. But that's our job. So from the very beginning, the very first thing I think you should tell the client, whether it's a buyer or a seller, as their agent is, and I do, please understand, I will get this done for you. I will get this deal closed. I will list this property. However, I need you to please exercise patience and trust that I will get this done. If I say that to you and I follow through,
you're already anticipating what can happen, or they're prepared for what comes next.
That's right.
They're prepared for what comes next.
Thank you. So if I prepare you ahead of time and let you know, whatever way I want to say it to you, Jimmy, you're a human, I'm a human. We're at the age where we understand things happen. So I just want you to know, let me get this straight. More likely than not, something's going to go, not wrong, just going to fall off the track a little bit, but I'm going to be here to pick up the ball and run it through the goal line for you.
That's right.
That's the important part. But when you say that, if you don't do it, and you think it's no big deal, it is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
And it can be the smallest, minute detail. Jimmy, what color, I couldn't really see from the list, what color was the paint on that house? You don't think that's that important, so a few days later you answer me. I'm not happy.
Yeah. So we have a very bad style here in Belize that it's called Belize time.
Right now.
It's called business time. And that is the reason. Keller Williams, the reason that Keller Williams, all of us at Keller Williams have success is because of these things. The little things matter. Hey Jimmy, I'm just calling you to say, the attorney send the stuff. You know what? I'll get right back to you if you don't know. And be straightforward. You should be on top of the game. You should be harassing these guys.
You need to be. You need to be. Anybody that's practicing real estate in Belize already knows. So there's no way possible, if you've been in this game for long enough, that you can tell me that every transaction is flawless. It's impossible. It's not even an option. It's impossible.
And the last department,
Okay,
Oh my.
so what's the worst thing that you can do as a realtor to your buyer or your seller, your lister, whatever? The worst thing you're going to do is tell them the word I don't have the answer. You don't have the answer, but I'm going to get you the answer. So as a realtor, prepare yourself mentally that when you put in the deal, whether it's for a listing or whatever it's going to be, prepare yourself for worst case scenario. Agreed? Okay. Now, as the buyer or seller, if you've already told me that, yeah, maybe we're going to run into some, but you told me in a positive way, but you also reinforce it by telling me, Jimmy, Louis, don't worry, I got this. I got it. And when you say I got this, you better got this.
Oh, you better.
So
when you hang that phone up,
you better got this.
you better got it. You better be calling. You better be throwing some whip cracks or something, and make sure you get the answers and the results you need. And truth be told, the reality is, I mean, hey, the clients are paying for a service.
Either way, buying, selling,
buying,
whatever they're
selling.
doing, they're paying for
And when
your
it comes
time.
to the closing, and that attorney's dropping the ball, you need to pick the ball up.
Okay, so-
I could give you some scenarios and things that happen.
Don't, because they're going to freak people out. But what I am going to say to you is this. And Jimmy's point in case is very simple. The bottom line is, as the listing agent, buyer, seller, whatever way you're involved in it, your job does not stop once you put into the paper.
No, it does
Your
not.
job starts there. And your job finishes when you're having a cocktail with that client because the deal got done.
That's right.
Any time in between, you're on 24/7 call. That is why we're successful at Keller Williams Belize.
That is why we're successful.
Thank you.
There's a reason for these things. So just want to share it too. You know, if there's any sellers and buyers out there looking at this, to let you know that you're in the best hands here. Because we do
Without a
not
doubt.
stop. We're going to battle for you. We're going to take that bazooka down to the 50-yard line.
We don't stop till we kick the ball
We don't stop till we
through the goal line.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, so, sorry about that. The reason for the pause right there, if you would notice, Jimmy, it's like 12:30, we haven't even thought about lunch yet.
Yeah, we don't worry about lunch.
We don't worry about lunch.
Lunch happens after business is done.
So just to reiterate one more time, because you already know we have a pretty good audience here, and a lot of times it is going to be buyers that are watching us. It's going to be sellers that are watching us. It's people that want to list their properties, but also other real estate agents. If you're not paying attention to what we're saying, don't cry at the end of the month when you ain't getting paid. Okay? Real estate is 24 hours a day. Real estate in Belize is 28 hours a day if you can get 4 more hours somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay?
because there's not enough time in the day to get this.
You've got to also keep in mind the time differences in between countries, okay? Sometimes we're doing deals in Russia. That means we got to get up at 1:30 in the morning to talk to them at their 8 o'clock in the morning. It's no problem. It's part of the formula.
The attorney won't be up, but you better.
We will.
We will.
So if anybody's ever wondering, why should I list with KW? Why are those guys successful at KW? We just gave you all the answers why. Because we follow up, we follow through. I can't stress enough to you, Jimmy, how important the smallest little minute details are. If they're not important to you, they're important to the client, because if they weren't important to the client wouldn't bring it up to you.
Sure. They wouldn't be
That's
calling
it.
you, they wouldn't be asking.
They wouldn't be asking if it wasn't important. So if you're not prepared to treat them that way, then don't bother with real estate. It's that simple.
Yeah. Again, guys, so this is what it is. This is the real deal. This is what it is. We give it to
Real
you
deal.
raw. This is not scripted stuff. These are just things that, you know, this is day-to-day things that happen that you do not expect. It just happens, and that's what, you know, that's what we do. You got to handle it. So there's just certain things that you're not going to learn in a textbook. You're not going to learn in university.
If you didn't hear it from us, you ain't going to hear it
You
at
don't
all.
hear it all.
right?
So I need to put it out there, but that's what it is, guys.
Focus, pay attention, the little things matter. The big stuff is ABC stuff. Getting the documents to the closing attorney, ABC. Closing, you know, the little stuff is the stuff that gets overlooked, is the reasons why you do not have success in this business. Pay attention.
Pay attention. Oh, and yeah, Louis, you forgot to put your makeup on. It's the little things that matter.
I'll just tell you what, today's my beach day. So, yeah.
There's no beach here.
You know, look at the way I'm dressed. I'm dressed proper attire to close deals.
He dressed for the beach, tank top, flip flops, and went and jumped
We're gonna go to the
jungle.
jungle. But guess what? There's another example. We're going to go into the details of that, but let's just put it this way. We got misled on what we thought we were going to go do. We thought we were going to the beach. We ended up a mile in the jungle. I'm in flip-flops and a tank top. This guy's Jeep down like he's going to the club. You know what we did? Suck it up and walk through the jungle. That's what we do, because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. Love you.
He just loves the big one, but don't worry about it, guys. This is a little episode today for Real Deal Real
Real
Estate
Deal Real Estate.
with Yin and Yang, Louis and Jimmy. So again, you guys want to talk some more, you want to do some business, you call us, Keller Williams.
We'll get it done.
You call us, we'll get it done. We're your guys right here.